Greetings, everyone! It is I, Taekwondo, back again. So I decided to take a little break over the previous week, mostly because it was like the end of my quarter, so kind of had to work on a lot of assignments, so yeah. So overall, it was an interesting week, but hey, now's the time to relax. And hey, it's also time to plan for Season 3. So yep, I cooked up another slideshow just like I did back in old Season 2. So now, we're about to learn about Season 3's pre-season ideas, goals, and plans. Alrighty, so here's a reflection of Season 2. I did this in the last one, and this one is going to follow the same formula as the previous Season 2 PowerPoint. So here's the reflection for Season 2. So Season 2 of The Life of Idiots greatly expanded the show in the fields of comedy, stories, and characters. Memorable introductions include Boy Kisser, Giga Chad, Dr. Jr., Child Development Man, and Lolly. Luigi and Felicity's friendship was more greatly explored throughout the season, and especially in the two-part special with Felicity Goes Home. Some of my best content, by the way. I recommend you go ahead and watch it. They're long videos, but it's worth it. So, yeah, Felicity's backstory takes center stage this season, and her parents are revealed. So, yep, Ricole and Theor's characters are greatly expanded this season. They were a big highlight. The female characters were reformed to make them more compelling and funnier, which especially really took effect later in the season. Like, later in the season, Felicity especially became quite entertaining. So did Ricole, and Theor became unique and funny whenever they were acting like, well, pussies. But hey, it's funny. It's funny. It adds complexity to their characters, and I like it. Pound Townie's history and politics are explored more with this season, with subtle moments such as the news reports or local events. The Great Hung, for an example, was a Pound Townie's tradition in the area. Lastly, this season had more specials and longer episodes. I liked the specials and longer episodes, however, they contributed to Season 2's production being a little spread out in certain times. Other times, it took less. But overall, you'll see what I talk about this season, how I'm going to have a little bit less specials this time around. But don't worry, I have specials planned. So the pros for Season 2, everything it did right. This season had much funnier episodes than Season 1 and expanded the plot greatly, as good as the second season would. Or as any good second season would, because usually the second season of a show is to expand the plot. The female characters were reformed starting in episode 7 and continued throughout the rest of the season. Felicity was funnier, Ricole and Theor became more prominent, Neko Arc's character became a lot more mischievous and less bland. I've been trying to make Neko Arc act as like she did in like her original source material. This isn't going to be like, this is more of the exception rather than the norm. Because I'm gonna, like, I take a lot of creative liberties with my characters that I get from other things. Like, Mario does not, like, act like that in the real Mario games. But I'm gonna try to balance Neko Arc out with my own incorporations into her character along with how she is in her source material. So, Yoda and Grigori are revealed to be roommates. Key thing is they are best friends. Yoda and Grigori have a lot of history for each other, and I may or may not explore it this season. But all you gotta know is they are best buds. And Fat 5-Year-Old also had an hilarious Sigma arc, which also defined the season. Yep, that's definitely gonna be memorable this season. Besides Felicity's parents, woke elites rise to power, Pound Townie's U.S. relations, Thomas and Isabella's rivalry, the Nutwanks past, Papa Luigi's religious fanaticism, and Uncle Grandpa's ice cream businesses have all proved to be entertaining storylines in the show. Agree with that statement, because I was literally the one who fucking read it. Wow. I'm acting like an ass. Anyways, lastly, the editing was a lot better than Season 1, and the stalling and over-explaining became less apparent. A little thing I have to say here is in Season 1, and even earlier this season, and even late into the season on certain occasions, I had a problem with stalling. Like, especially with Felicity, how she would talk a bit too much about, like, Pound Townie's history. I want her to be, like, the history geek character. I've been trying to incorporate little parts of my personality into Luigi and Felicity, because they're, like, the main characters. I can do that. I'm the creator. South Park did it with their characters. But, I mean, hey, you get to learn a little bit about me. But also with their own, like, things. Unlike Felicity, I don't really have that much of a tragic backstory. I feel bad for Felicity. Anyways, so yep, the over-explaining in Season 1 was pretty big, which is exactly what I'm doing right now, so let's move on to the cons. Early on, the female castlander... Frick. The female cast members were blander, and Felicity had a bad habit over explaining things. Already explained that. Rosie, Kit Kat, Isabel, and KK had much less screen time this season, though Rosie and Kit Kat did have some memorable moments, like in The Hunt, and in the Christmas, where Kit Kat went to the North Pole. My portrayals of Felicity did improve, but not perfectly. Lastly, some moments could be bland or moved on for way too long, but not as much as Season 1. It improved heavily from Season 1. Not many complaints this season. Season 1 was still pretty good, but we have progressed much this season. Also, the finale wasn't as good as Season 1. It was decent, but it wasn't as good. Season 1's finale is, like, probably one of my favorite episodes of the show. And that's a good sign, because Season 2 was completely filled to the brim with really good episodes. Speaking of which, Best and Worst Life of Idiots Season 2 episodes! And the best one goes to... Cast your guesses. Cast your guesses. Maybe even post them in the comments. Drumroll, please. Season 2, Episode 33, The Christmas Special. Yep, it was that good. That good. So, yep, So, I did have some runner-ups. Felicity Goes Home Part 2, Quest for the Coin, and Shining Star Daycare came close. But a video filled with multiple top-tier stories is something else. An amazing special not only to watch during the holidays, but also year-round. It's currently the best video I ever made, in my opinion. Although Felicity Goes Home Part 2 is close. So, the reason why I put the 5 days of 5 Christmas Tales, like the 5 Christmas Tales above Felicity Goes Home, is mostly because of personal preference. I mean, some people would enjoy Felicity Goes Home Part 2 better, because, like, some people prefer comedy, others prefer, like, emotion and story. Felicity Goes Home Part 2 is for emotion and story, while the 5 Christmas Tales is almost purely for comedy until, like, the very last story with the Nutwings, which is also pretty good. It's a good way to end the special. Pretty proud of it. I feel proud. I worked really hard on this video, too. It's probably one of my hardest made videos of all time. And it was definitely worth it. Literally all 5 of the stories are must-watches and would be considered top-tier episodes of the show. My personal favorite is probably the one where Kid Kat, Neko Arc, and Boy Kisser go to the North Pole with Bobby as the elves. That one is probably my favorite, although I liked the Shrek one, and I liked the Winter War and the Nutwink one, and, well, I liked all of them. I liked the Recall one, too, with Giga Chad. Well, here comes the quote-unquote worst episode. And one more thing I'd like to say is I'm no longer numbering, like, the episode rankings, because I literally do not know how to rank these episodes, because my rankings will indeed change as my show progresses. This could be a mid-episode compared to whatever I'm making, like, if I get to Season 7, or renew it for Season 7 in the future, because I've yet to renew it for Season 4. I'll actually leave that for a vote. I'm going to let you guys vote if Season 4 gets renewed after the Luigi show. I mean, no. Crap, I'm getting it mixed up with the Luigi show. I am Buster Duck, guys, by the way. I am literally Buster Duck Productions, but I just upload on this channel. So the worst, quote-unquote, episode is Bikini Bottom. This is not a bad video in the slightest. In fact, it very well may not be the worst episode, statistically speaking, or in storyline. But the only reason why I put Bikini Bottom in the spot I did is because it underperformed with my original expectations for the story of the episode, because I was a little burned out when I made it. I was still finding a footing with the new characters like Patrick Nutwank, and I felt my personal beliefs came on too strong with this one. You guys may not know it. Like, I do, like, share tidbits of my personal beliefs. I made Patrick as, like, I want Patrick to be a likable character. So, I mean, so I might as well just say it here. I am a monarchist. I believe that monarchy is probably the most effective, efficient method of government. You can disagree with me all you want. It's perfectly fine. I can take a disagreement. But I feel like I was a little too... I was like... I think Patrick could have been performed in a better way, because Patrick's supposed to be like the Republican character. So I want to make Patrick... I want to dignify Patrick. I want Patrick to be dignified. And I don't think he was as dignified as I wish he would. And I was, like, comparing, like, the opinion of, like, how people think Wilhelm II of Germany during World War I was, like, the bad guy, which I do not think he was the bad guy. He had faults, but he wasn't necessarily a bad dude. In fact, I consider him a pretty good dude. But I want you guys to watch the video and let me know. I want you guys to let me know, because I want to perform these characters. He's not, like, woke elite, who's, like, meant to be evil. Like, there are, like, other characters who I'd consider more wokeified, like Isabel or something, who are legitimately good people. However, woke elite is literally supposed to be, like, the establishment. That's literally he is. He's the establishment personified, essentially, in this show. So, yeah, I have a bias, but I want to keep it, like, I want to keep likable characters on the opposite side, because I value an alternative opinion. Whenever I debate, I do it not to disprove necessarily, but to learn from the other person and to have them learn from me, so we can both connect our beliefs together. Because I have had opinions change before, whenever I've been debated and had points that I weren't necessarily informed on. So, hey, I can learn, you can learn, we all can learn. And now I'm done talking about that, let's move on to the next section. So yeah, I recommend you watch Bikini Bottom and give it a watch. It's definitely funny. It's just the second half was a little less than what I expected. Uh-oh! Who's that? Buzzing in my neighborhood. I will be... So, yep, this is characters and tone part. I will be continuing to expand the personalities of pre-existing characters such as Felicity, Neko, Yoda, and Luigi. 2 new fan-suggested characters will be introduced this season. Reina, which is just a Digimon, and Natsumi, who will both have their own distinct and entertaining personalities. Both will join the Girl Scouts with Felicity and the other characters, because I have plans for their stories later on. I have a lot of hope for Reina and Natsumi. I'm pretty sure that these characters are probably going to end up probably both, or at least Reina. I have good plans for Reina. She may end up being the most entertaining female character of all of them. Even more than modern Felicity, who's actually really, really getting up there. Who knows? I have plans for Felicity this season too. So, we'll have to find out. Dank Thomas will continue to battle Isabella. Yep, Thomas did not die in the finale like Brian Griffin. He came on back, guys. He just came on back. Anyways, more wholesome moments will be incorporated in this season, along with more subtle, goofy, and visual humor. I kind of want to keep things a bit more subtle instead of just saying, "Wow, Uncle Grandpa's a pedo, get it? Get it?" Okay, those jokes are probably going to stay. My dark humor is here for a reason. I do it to make fun of these people. It's not because I support them. Don't get the wrong idea, Twitter. Anyways, more wholesome moments. Yep, more wholesome moments. Woke Elite will remain frick. I have been starting to frick out right now. I haven't made a video in like 4 or 5 days, so I'm like... I'm decadent. What else can I say? I'm freaking decadent. I'm decadent. Anyways, Woke Elite will remain a major threat and may or may not even become mayor this season. Tom Nook did make a promise to take care of Felicity and the Girl Scouts, so if he didn't do that, Woke Elite might have to do something to him. I would like to go into more detail about Rosie, Kid Kat, Isabel, KK, Papa Luigi. I forgot to add a parenthesis before KK. No, not parenthesis. Fuck, a comma! I am losing it, guys. I am absolutely losing it. My parentheses from, like, my math class is all getting in my brain now. I'm no longer in school mode. I'm in video mode. Anyways, yeah. KK, Papa Luigi, Gregory, and Yoda's characters. I plan to include them a bit more this season. I have yet to decide if I want to renew the Life of Idiots for Season 4 and would like to finalize my characters who are, yeah. So basically, I want to finalize the characters. I don't want to, like, continue these experiments. I want to, like, finish the experiments here. I want this to be the final version. The final version of Felicity. Felicity's defined. She's nerdy, she's quirky, And the reason why I'm using Felicity is because I feel like my portrayal of Felicity, I want to make her a captivating female protagonist without making her like a Mary Sue like Rey from Star Wars. I want to make her interesting. I want her to have flaws. I want her to be nice. She's supposed to have a really good heart and be a really good person, but I want her to be capable of making mistakes. So yeah, I use Felicity as a Casus Belli because I've been trying to put a lot of my energy into making an interesting female character into Felicity. However, I have branched out into doing like Ricole and Isabella. So yeah. And Uncle Grandpa's Bees is coming this season. In fact, I'm actually making Season 3, Episode 2, which is the Uncle Grandpa's Bees episode. So after this done, I'm going to try to finish that and get that on the same day as the premiere of Episode 1, where Natsumi's introduced. So get ready for that! Yep. He's coming back. Remember old Buster Duck days? Anyone who still watches Buster Duck? Recommend you go check out Buster Duck. It's really funny. It really is funny. Especially if you like edgy humor. That's your place. That's your place. That's your place. Alrighty. Settings and visuals. As of current, my plan for the settings this season is to focus a bit more into the daily lives of Pound Town East civilians. I would like to, since if you look, I'm just going to go back, I might as well. It's literally right here. You can tell Reina's in a pod right now in the Pound Town with Woke Elite. This is going to occur in an episode, probably episode 3. Because I want to introduce her as soon as possible so I can get her in episodes before the movie, which is happening after the season, by the way. So yeah. Yeah, Reina's from the Pound Town, or at least was in the Pound Town at some point. You will learn more about it as time goes on. I really like that poster, by the way. I am really proud of that poster. I made that poster, I'm really proud. Sorry about acting like Donald Trump. Anyways, so Season 2 did a good job in regard of making creative locations. Indeed it did. Like with Felicity Goes Home, there are a lot of locations in that one. There was... What was an interesting location that season? Shining Star Daycare. They went to Israel and The Coin. Both of which were top tier episodes that almost became the best if it wasn't for the Christmas special. So yep. Season 3 will continue these trends and have some interesting moments. I have plans for an episode to be in a theme park. Not sure if it's going to be Disney World, so I have an excuse to introduce Mickey Mouse again, or not. If not, then I'll probably do something with Child Development Man. That's my current plan. But there will be at least one amusement park, episode this season. More Girl Scout antics will occur this season, since Reina and Natsumi will be in the Girl Scouts. And I will also try to make more Grigori church scenes. Season 2 lacked them compared to Season 1, and that's one thing that I say was a little... I'm not sure, I should have mentioned that in the cons for Season 2, but hey, I'm saying it now, is that Season 2 lacked some of, the Father Grigori church scenes. Visually, Season 3 will be brighter and more colorful than Season 2, and I will make more darker and grim scenes that are more immersive. Like, say, in the... Let's go back again. Or you could just look here, look at Uncle Grandpa. Doesn't this look dark and scary? I mean, it's supposed to look dark and scary. Uncle Grandpa's a freaking monster. And then you go over here. You go over here. See? It's all dark and scary. Look at this. This is Season 3 graphics, guys. Season 3 graphics. Yeah, this is the lighting that you're supposed to be seeing here. You can see in the thumbnail for Season 3, Episode 1 as well. And I used the same lighting in my 2025 address video, which is interesting, where I reveal these two to be characters. So, yep. This is the Girl Scouts. This is an example of their antics. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this actual story with them taking that 5-year-old in the season or not. But I'm going to try to fit it up with as much interesting ideas as possible. So yep, more Girl Scout stories, since I think that they're actually becoming quite an interesting facet of the show. One thing before I move on, one thing I like to say about my channel is I have diversity, but I don't have forced diversity. It's all organic. That's the difference, is my diversity is organically made, and I'm the one who decides. I am the final boss here. So I'm like, I kind of like these diverse group of characters in this, where you have a bunch of females and a bunch of male characters, and they're all They're all just, it's called The Life of Idiots. It's about a bunch of goofy people. Some are idiots, some are not. A lot of them are idiots. Like, just look at the Nutwanks, or look at Wario, Waluigi. Wario's actually pretty smart in this show. He was pretty dumb in the Luigi show, but Wario's actually fairly intelligent in comparison to what he used to be. Although he can be pretty stupid sometimes. But hey, it's The Life of Idiots. It is The Life of Idiots, after all. Season 3 plans, episodes, and specials. So, Season 3 has been renewed for the same batch of 36 episodes as the previous 2 seasons. Season 3 will have specials, but I plan to make less of them since I want to focus more on shorter and more character-centric episodes. That's one problem with Season 2, is that I made so many specials, and I made a decent amount of specials. Even like the longer videos like Shining Star, I think Shining Star Daycare was a special, was it? Was it a special? Hold on. Huh. I think it... Actually, I have a little thing here. It'll just show me, because this is like a... You'll see... I'll read this over later. Nope. It doesn't say it was a special, but it was a long episode. But, like, the Halloween special, the Halloween video wasn't even considered a special, yet it was pretty long. So it was a de facto special. I made a lot of de facto specials in this season. I made a lot of long videos, which are really, really good, and I would love for you guys to watch them. Because a lot of my long videos are also some of my best. Some of my best. Got some of the best jokes sprinkled in there. But, however, I want to make more shorter episodes this season so I can focus more on characters like Rosie, KK Slider, Isabelle, and stuff like that. I want to focus more on the little guys, the characters that didn't get as much representation in Season 2, because I want to develop their characters. I know I'm sounding like a freaking woke diversity employer, but I'm actually doing this because I need their characters to be introduced! Yeah, I know I'm acting goofy. This is just the way I am. I mean, what else can I say? I'm a freaking loser. Anyways, so yep, Season 3 will have specials, but there will be less of them to focus more on character stories. However, I have the first special planned, which will be a Five Nights at Freddy's special planned for Season 3, Episode 6. So get ready for Freddy. Yep. Five Nights at Freddy's special. You may even see a reference to a Luigi Show video. Just saying. Now, the final creator note. If you're wondering what's on the screen right now, this is... Yeah, I already showed this. This is essentially a wall of every single Life of Idiots episode from left to right going down. So, yep, every single episode of Seasons 1 and 2, all right here. So, I just want to thank you guys for watching the Life of Idiots, and I would heavily recommend watching the previous 72 episodes and, sharing your thoughts about them. Because, as a creator... I am fairly, like, biased against both for and against some of my certain videos. Like, say, I may be biased against, like, I don't know. I said Uncle Grandpa's the worst of Season 1 is the original, but I actually don't think Uncle Grandpa's the worst anymore. I actually think it might be, like, it might be the Brozone. It might be... none of them are, like, I have none that actively, like, make me mad, like, actually repulse me. But, like, Season 1 has some lesser interesting ones, but I want you guys to give them a watch just to, like, because, hey, people enjoy different things. Some people have better attention spans. And, hey, if you want to give your attention span like, just, if you're alright with just sitting down... watching some good old Life of Idiots, Season 1, early Season 1, like any episode from Season 1, Episode 1 to Season 2, Episode 36, then please go ahead and let me know what you think of them. Because as a creator, I am both biased for and against my work. So I would absolutely love people to watch these and give them some credit and tell me how they think. So, yeah, it'd be really nice. Anyways... So, yep, this season is going to be fun and interesting. It's going to be a fun and interesting season. More lighthearted compared to Season 2, but funny nonetheless. Season 2 had a lot more serious moments, in especially the Felicity Goes Home part specials and in the final story, The Christmas Tales. I plan for Season 3 to have some of these moments, like especially in the Reina introduction episode, but it'll mostly be like comedy-focused instead of like emotional I mean, there will be emotional, like, wholesome moments, but more like less sadness and more happiness in any sense of the regard this season. So yep, by continuing to watch my current and older videos, if you'd like to, that is, you don't have to, but I'd recommend it because, I mean, hey, you might end up enjoying it. I won't know. I don't know who you guys are. Obviously, you guys know who you are, and I know who I am, so, I mean, I can't say what's good for you, so if you want to go ahead and watch them, then go ahead. So, yeah, sorry if I'm sounding like cringe here. You can tell I'm extremely socially awkward. There's a reason why I'm lonely most of the times, and I have enough time to go in here with no life in my dungeon making these videos. Anyways. Yeah, I go off on tangents. It's an autism thing. But continue to watch my videos, blah, 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 blah. You help me continue to make videos, and even reduce life videos for a 4th season and beyond. Yep, by watching the videos, you can ensure Season 4 is coming around after the life videos movie. And I will probably end up posting a poll if you guys want Season 4. I'm gonna make it so the Life of Ace movie could finish off the series if needed. Like, if I really wanted to move on to something else, or, like, revive my old Animal Crossing show ideal, which I probably wouldn't, because all the new characters, especially if, like, Reina and Asumi prove to be, like, really good characters this season, and I have the other characters, like Grigori and Papa Luigi and Luigi that I don't want to give up, then I would probably make a show incorporating them some way, somehow. So, yeah. So, yep, watch the videos if you want to, and hey, we may get a Season 4. And that's it. That is it. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe. We're going to hit 100 episodes this season, so get ready for the 100 episode special, and I will see you all later.